failing IIT JEE to making crores. That's the story of Ishan Sharma. Thank you so much for tuning in for this video. I've already talked about my story in various different videos that you've already seen previous to this one. I will not be boring you with all the details, but in this particular video, I want to talk about the mindset shift, what you need to know and the mindset that you need to take your work to the next level. This is going to be everything that I've learned in the last 3 years, all condensed into this 15-minute video that will give you huge value if you watch till the very end. Also, by the end of this video, I will talk about my next plans, what I'm planning to do right now in the next 6 months. So if that's something that is interesting to you, make sure that you watch this video till the very end. I'll be talking about this is 3, but I'll be talking about 7 key lessons that you need if you really want to get things to the next level in your life, in your career, in your health, whatever it is that you want to achieve. This is going to be crucial. Make sure that you take notes as well while I'm talking about all of these lessons, right? So let's start with the first one, and this is going to be always try your best to share the pie, because when you do that, the pie gets bigger. There are numerous examples of people getting into fights, co-founder disagreements, and just a lot of people, because of their greed, they never end up sharing the pie. What I mean by the pie is your equity, or basically whatever it is that you're building in your business. Never be afraid of sharing your profits with everyone. It's one of the biggest lessons I've learned. Even when I was starting Market Up with Saransh, I was never really hesitant in trying to, argue about मुझको कितना percentage चाहिए, तुमको कितना percentage चाहिए. I was clear from the very first start that I want you to have equal involvement and equal share in this company, and hence we'll do it 50-50. And that is what I have always tried to do. I always make sure that the people that are working with me get a piece and have a skin in the game, so that they know that it's not a 9-to-5 job for them. It's something greater. They are building something of their own and they are thinking entrepreneurially. So that's basically the first lesson that I learned. Always, whenever you're trying to build a team, whenever you're trying to build with your partner, always make sure that you are trying to share the pie, because when you do that, instead of just you working on it and having 100% equity, there's going to be 3 people that have their skin in the game, and then they are conscious. They're like, "ठीक है, I have to make sure that this thing actually succeeds, because when it does, I get to enjoy the profits. I get to enjoy the result of this particular product succeeding and going to the moon." So that's what I would say is the first and the most important lesson that I learned in business, particularly in the last 1 or 2 years. It cannot always be about making profits. It cannot always be about money. You need to have a higher motive. The past 3 months, I've had the chance to meet founders of unicorn startups. And whenever I try to interview them, what they think about at that stage isn't entirely money, right? Of course, that's at the end, at the very bare bones level, that's what they are creating. It's a wealth creation machine, startups. But what they are also focusing on a lot more is the value that they are creating for the end consumer. And so this is a really important lesson that I've learned for creators, for people who are trying to start their own businesses. Focus a lot more on how can you offer the most value to the creator, to the end consumer. And when you do that, you will obviously end up making money, right? Tell me one person who has offered tremendous value to the end consumer and hasn't made a single buck. That is definitely not going to be the case, but just make sure that you focus and have obsessive attention on the consumer. Try to understand what is it that they truly want and deliver that exact experience to them, and money will follow as a side product. Now that's basically what I have seen from talking with founders of Vedantu, of Business, Oxizo. We also interviewed Ashwin Damira from Eruditus and a variety of other people that I've talked to. Their whole focus has been on offering value to the end consumer. And that's what I would want you to also focus on. Creators these days who are getting into content creation, they get into it because they want to make money and they want to sustain their life as a creator. They see the creator economy, they see people making tremendous amounts of money, but they also should focus a lot more in the beginning on the value that they are delivering to the to the audience, right? So my thought process on this channel, for example, has always been to share everything that I've learned so that all of you people can avoid the time frame that it took me to learn all of these things, and you can avoid all of your mistakes and you can optimize as well. Now, if that sounds interesting, it would be great if you can hit the like button and subscribe to this channel as well. It would be really appreciated. The third lesson that I recently learned is your body is your temple, right? There's this recent video by Warren Buffett in which he asks a group of young college kids, and he says that imagine me just saying that you get to choose one car and you get to keep that with you for the entirety of your life. You cannot change that car. And so he asked, how would you keep that car? And everyone was saying that I would take utmost care of the car. I would make sure that it gets washed, it gets repaired. And then he said, think about your body as being your car, just the one thing that you have, the one vehicle that you have to carry for the entirety of your life, and then take the decision of how you want to take care of it moving on. How would you treat it, both in terms of exercise, meditation, the food that goes into your body, how you use your body, are you sleeping properly or not? All of these things get into this one very important sector. I have made a very big mistake of not taking care of my body in the last 2 years, and it has negatively impacted it. As you can see, I've recently joined the gym and I'm trying to get better at taking care of my body with the help of nutrition, exercise, meditation. I recently had a breakdown. I went to the hospital and it was just a really down moment in my life. I was always thinking about, I did so many things, right? Like I made money, I built business, I provided value, I did everything. And at the end of all of it, I'm still laying down on the hospital bed thinking about what went wrong and how can I take care of myself. There's this quote that says that a healthy man wants 1,000 things. An unhealthy man wants only one, right? So I hope you are able to understand this very important concept. Even when I was at my school or when I was at my college, I was not taking care of my body properly, and that is apparent right now, as you can see. The moral of the story that you should take away from this is always take care of your body and try to make sure that it is at the utmost best point in your entire life. Like right now, going to the gym, getting back from a 2-hour gym session just feels amazing, And so to all of you people who are watching this, I would really just challenge you, get ripped. Be at the top of your mental well-being. Make sure that you have taken the best nutrition. Make sure that you take the best sleep. Make sure that you have the best sleep routine. Make sure that you're taking care of your body in terms of nutrition, exercise, meditation. All of that stuff is going to be really important. Right now you cannot feel it, but as you go on, you'll feel and realize the importance of this one very important point. If you really want to succeed and live a long life, you really need to take care of your body, and that is a very important point that I should definitely consider. When I was in first year, I wish someone told me this thing. The next one is my personal favorite, and that is to kill your limiting beliefs. A lot of us, I included, when I was in first year, I had this desire to make 1 lakh per month. And that was like a ceiling that I created for myself, that get into a software development job and make 1 lakh per month as a developer. And when you do that, you are actually subconsciously negating the fact that you can actually make 1 lakh in a day. There's actually ways or things you can do with which you can make 10 lakhs a month. You can make 1 crore a month as well. And when you keep that limiting belief that you only want to make 1 lakh, and that's, first of all, even that amount was huge to me when I was in first year. But looking back at it right now, I wish I had thought bigger. Most of the people can't even imagine that it's possible for them to achieve something big, to take the next step, to build something bigger, and to not settle at the 1 lakh per month job. I have seen various cases of people trying to get their security, trying to get their secure jobs, and trying to get that 15 lakh, 25 lakh package when they are just graduating from college, and they actually said no to a great position of working in a startup, learning a lot while working in a startup, and of course creating wealth with the help of the equity that they would get. I have seen this happen numerous times when I was working at startups in Bits as well, and right now I have seen that happen over multiple times. So that's the story that I want to share with all of you. You have to kill your limiting beliefs. Like, you are so much bigger than you can imagine. Like, I never imagined myself to be sitting over here in my own house that I pay rent for, that I created everything myself. I never imagined that I could do that at the end of 4 years in my college life. I never knew that I would have the guts to drop out of college right after third year, right? So all of these things are happening in my life, and it's happening only because I have that growth mindset. So to all of you people out there, I would really say focus a lot more on thinking bigger, on trying to understand the next step. How can you 10x your situation, both in terms of your health, both in terms of the money that you're generating in your business or in your salary? Really think about that situation. If you're making 15 lakhs, think about how can you make 1.5 crores, right? Make a list of all of those ways, the side hustles that you need to do, the business that you need to start, whatever you need to do that will help you get to that number, and then see the growth that you would have, right? So always make sure that you kill your limiting beliefs if you really want to step on your game in life. The next one is rather controversial, and I might get cancelled for saying this, but nobody built anything substantial by working just 9 to 5. I have seen examples of so many startup founders who are starting from zero, and they never had this thing that they'll start working at 9, they'll end at 5, and then they'll just chill for the rest of the time. They really enjoyed the idea. They really enjoyed the problem that they were trying to work on. And so they never really even thought कि भाई 9 बज गया अब काम स्टार्ट करना है, या फिर 5 बज गया अब काम खत्म कर देते हैं. They never had that mindset in them. They were just working on the problem day after day, and they didn't even count the number of hours. So what I'm trying to get here to is, a lot of you might think that, mental health, take care of your body as well, that is important, that is the most important thing. But when you're early, when you're young in this game, you can try to take some sacrifices. You can focus on what the problem really is and how can you solve it particularly, and just do that without looking at the clock. And if you can do that, then you would be having the perseverance to build something big, right? So that's what my thought process would be whenever I'm trying to build something big. Try to think like an employee. When trying to build a business, when you do that, you will always fail. So that's what I think. There are people that might not agree with this, and that's totally fine. But I built Market Up day in and day out. I was working in the night time, I was working in the morning, I was working every waking hour to make sure that I can create a great experience for the clients that we work with, right? So that's basically how that works. If you're enjoying this video, it would be great if you can hit the like button and subscribe. Share this video with a friend of yours and help them get to the next level in life. That's literally my mission with the help of this video. I was a person who was depressed about my state in 2019 when I failed my IIT JEE exam, and today I'm here in 2022 having a YouTube channel that is soon to reach 500,000 subscribers and 50 million views, and having a business that generates 6-figure income. So I've achieved all of this because I was able to take care of all of these lessons. I achieved all of this because I was patient and I was consistent, and I learned all of these lessons that I'm sharing with you in this video, so that this could help you build a better business when you are moving on to your next big venture. The next one is cliched, but I'd still say it for all of you. Your network is a very important part of who you are and what you can actually achieve in life. A big reason people go to MBAs is not really for the studies, but just to build a great network of people who have accomplished something, and just being in a group of people जिन्होंने कुछ उखाड़ा है, that will give you a different perspective. I was staying for a couple of days at Lodha Park. That's a place where Kushal Lodha lives in Mumbai. That's a great place for you to be in, just because, not just for the luxury that it offers, of course that's great, but what you get outside of the luxury is the people and the work that they are doing, right? I got to meet some incredible people who are building their own startups, people who are at CXO levels in big multinational companies, and just hearing their mindsets, gives you a huge new perspective to look at life and world in general. So I really believe that if you want to, accomplish something big, start your business, raise funding, or get your freelance clients, the most important thing is going to be your network. How can you build your network? You know, बहुत सारे लोग मुझसे क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं कि ठीक है भैया हमेशा बोलते रहते हो कि नेटवर्क बनाओ, but like how can you actually grow your network? How can you build a network of high achievers all around you? I think it starts with your surroundings. Let's say you're like a copywriter freelancer, go reach out to the top copywriter freelancers who are maybe creators or who have huge agencies of their own, and try to connect with them, right? Try to work for them as well. And when you do that, you will realize that they themselves will introduce you to their own group of people that you can then eventually meet. So it's just a game of reaching out and just being honest about yourself and trying to offer as much value to people. I got to connect with Heli, who is also a fellow freelance creator, and she also has her own agency. I got to learn a lot from her, and it's basically like a give and take of a situation in which if you want to network, there's some things that you bring to the table and then there's some things that they bring to the table as well. So that's just basically how it all works. You can start with your level and try to level up, try to attend meetups as much as possible, try to DM people. There's this great challenge that I got from Curious Harish, which is basically 555. Every single day, try to message 5 new people that you have never messaged before. Try to call 5 new people and just try to cold DM 5. You can email 5 new people as well. So that's going to be 555. If you do that every single day, there's definitely going to be a huge network of people that you can create in your particular niche in the next 3 months. So always keep this one thing in mind. Let's go on to the last one, right? This is going to be always keep learning. I was listening to interviews of Gaurav Munjal, who is the co-founder actually of Unacademy, and he talked about how he has hired a person who he sits down with, and that person gives a summary of different books that he is reading. I was talking with Tanmay Bhatt at an event, and he talked about how he has hired a research guy, and उस बंदे का पूरा job description ये है कि he will look through some interesting videos on YouTube that have been recently uploaded, some interesting articles on the internet in general, and they will, sort of take it all and just share it with Tanmay so that he doesn't have to waste his time and he can know what's happening around the world. Another example, Ashish Mohapatra, the co-founder of Off Business, a $5 billion company. He talked about how he spends the first 2 hours of his day just focusing on what's happening around, what's happening in his industry, what's happening in different industries that he can learn from and then adapt to his own industry and his own company. So, all of these people who are having billion-dollar companies, they still learn every single day. They have this obsession to focus on learning with the help of podcasts, with the help of, newsletters or videos in general or books, so have this mindset of learning something new every single day. You can call it 100 days of learning on Twitter. Just start this hashtag 100 days of learning and every single day talk about what did you learn, right? Document it on like a Notion doc, and soon you'll realize you have a huge bundle of learnings that you've had, and you can make a similar video that I am making right now over here in front of you. So that's basically what I would say. These were the 7 learnings that I had. Let's talk about what I'm doing in the next 6 months. So I am trying to build a new venture with Kushal, and that's why I'm shifting to Mumbai, where I'll be working with him and we'll be working on an idea in the creator economy space. So that's basically our work. I'll talk about more details in the coming few videos, so stay tuned for that as well if you're interested. But this is finally going to be like that one product that I'll be able to create. I got to talk with Varun Maya, and he always talks about how I am not creating anything substantial, anything tangible in my agency business, that is MarketUp. It's a company that focuses on profits and money at the end of the day, which can be fine, but if you want to build something and do something for the long term and be excited for it as well, you need to build something tangible, a product that you can then sell to, or a product that you can be proud of, that you build this from scratch, So that's basically what I'll be doing in the next 6 months. I'll take you along my journey, and I hope this video will be insightful, as well as the coming few vlogs in the future. Thank you so much for watching. What is one thing that you learned from this video? मुझे बताओ comment section में लिख करके. Thank you so much if you're still watching till the very end. Write in the comment section, I watched till the very end. You can follow me on Instagram. You can share this video with your friends. You can also follow me on LinkedIn. I hit 100,000 followers on LinkedIn. I share some interesting insights over there as well. That's pretty much it. All of the hooks are done. All the CTAs are completed except one. I want to ask you, what is one learning that you have had in the last 2 years? Just tell me about that in the comments down below. I'll try to reply to as many of them as possible in the first few hours. That's it. I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.